What's up guys, FOWLR here, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing for you guys some of the cheap LED fish tank lights that I use personally on my own fish tanks. So these are branded as Aquaneat, sold by the company CLL Pet Supplies on both eBay and Amazon, and I'm going to be reviewing two of their lights in this video because I have two of them. I have the 36-inch one that is the high lumen version of their light, and then I have the standard 20-inch version of the light. And they have all sorts of different versions. They have ones that have just white and blue LEDs. They have ones that they advertise as full spectrum that have some green and red LEDs thrown in there too. And then they have a ton of different sizes as well. So the one in particular that I'm unboxing right here is the 36 to 48-inch light. Its actual length is 34.5 inches, but it's adjustable up to 48 inches with the clips on the sides. It has 135 LEDs total, all of those being white except for 12 down the middle that are 460 nanometer blue. And I got this one on their eBay listing for about $38. And they do ship out of Wisconsin, United States, so they arrive pretty quick if you are located in the US. And these lights only come with the power adapter and no instructions or anything like that. It's just the light and the power adapter. And the other light I'm going to be showing you and talking about in this video is the 20-inch Aquaneat light. That one is not from the high lumen category, that one's from their standard category, and I'm going to put all these links down below in the video description. That one has 24 LEDs total, so significantly less, and 3 of those LEDs are the blue color. So what made these Aquaneat lights stand out for me when I was looking for new lights for my fish tank was that these are pretty much like the cheapest LED fish tank lights on the market. I was looking to replace my fluorescent bulbs. I wanted to upgrade to something with more of a white color and less of a yellowish tint to it, and something that would be brighter and outline my fish better and also be a bit more energy efficient. So that's why I wanted to switch over to LEDs, because I know that those use less power and put out some brighter light. And I wanted to, I don't necessarily invest that much in my lights. I don't do a lot of plant growing. I just needed a ton of light, and I needed it to be relatively cheap, so that's why the Aquaneats were the choice for me. And what's also nice about these Aquaneat lights is that they come in so many different lighting tiers. The same 36-inch light comes in versions of 42 LEDs, 72 LEDs, and 135 LEDs. And you'll notice the same thing for all the other different sizes too. They come in varying amounts of LEDs depending on how much you want to pay, so for me, I wanted something that had the most LEDs possible. I went with the 135, but you might want a little bit less light, and you might want to go with the 42. So there's a lot of different options too, and I'm going to give you guys the links down below to the specific ones that I bought. But anyways, taking a look at the light here, has a really nice, sleek, modern look to it, and on the ends you'll see these little adjustable clips, and for whatever reason, they always ship these lights with the clips upside down. They pull right out if you want to just flip them the right way so that you can mount it on top of your fish tank. And maybe this is because maybe some people are like hanging them and they use brackets to mount them, but I don't know, maybe it's just, maybe it makes it smaller in shipping and it makes it fit better. But you can just flip those upside down, and that's how you're going to be able to stand it on top of your fish tank. And the panel itself looks very nice. All the LEDs are housed under a glass panel or plexiglass or some type of clear material. And this one, like I said, is the 135. My blue ones go down the center. And overall, this light looks very, very good. It looks like a high quality product. And I do like the quality of the light a lot. Now, one really important thing to note here is that this unboxing footage you guys are seeing is about a year old. So this review on this large light right here is after a year's worth of using it. I thought it was important to use it for a while before I gave you my full review on it. And then that 20-inch one that I'm going to be talking about, I've been using that one for about a month now. So that just goes to kind of show you guys where I'm coming from and how long I've been personally using these on my fish tanks. With this bigger light, it has 3 different modes: completely on, completely off, and then a mode where just the 12 blue lights are on. And that's kind of like a Moonlight Mode, and I will be showing you that. And then the smaller light, that one doesn't have a Moonlight Mode. It does have the blue LEDs in there, but there's no mode to just use the blue. The smaller lights just have on and off mode. And one last thing you got to make sure of before I actually show you guys these lights in action is when you're ordering this, you want to make sure you get the right size. These are all adjustable via the clip, so they'll fit multiple size tanks, but you want to look closely at the listing to the actual length of the light itself without the clips. I have a 36-inch tank, so I wanted the one that was 34.5 inches long because that was the closest to my actual size without going over. So this one covers the entire top of my tank. If I had a 48-inch tank, this same light would fit on it, but that's only because of the adjustable clips, and my light wouldn't be covering the entire top of the tank, and it wouldn't give me full light over the entire top. So make sure you look closely at the size when you're looking at the listing and make sure it will fit your tank. The only actual branding on these is this one little Aquaneat sticker that barely stays on there, and after you use the light for a couple of months, you'll notice it starts peeling. If you don't like the look of it, just peel it off or super glue it down. Either way, I'm not a big fan of this. I think they got to make it a little more permanent because it really kind of just makes it feel like a light that was mass produced in China and they just stuck their little label on it, and maybe other sellers out there are selling the same exact light under their own branding, which, you know, in all honesty could be the case. I think they're going to make this branding a little more permanent. So this is the before shot. This is my fluorescent lighting on my 10-gallon tank. This is the one I'm going to be using the 20-inch Aquaneat light on. So this is the before, and this is the after. Not a whole considerable difference, and I'm going to show you guys that again. And that's because, that could be in part because I didn't get the Aquaneat LED light that has high lumen. I got the lowest one, so I don't have a whole lot of LEDs shining on it here. But there definitely is a notable difference, and you'll see it kind of lights up the area in the room a lot too, because it's more exposed than your standard fluorescent hood light where that goes right up against your tank and no light can escape. So with these LED lights, a lot more light escapes, and you could make your own kind of little makeshift hood if you don't like the light escaping. For me, I really don't mind that much, so I don't really do much about it. The LEDs with this 20-gallon, while there's not a whole lot of difference between this and the fluorescent bulb, it's definitely brighter, and it's definitely more of a white light as opposed to a yellow light. So it is an improvement. It's a small improvement, but it's definitely an improvement. And on the little power adapter, there's a little button that you can use to turn this on and off. Although most people just use timers with their fish tanks, so you would want to just leave this little button on the on position. I've heard people talk about either the light or the little button getting warm or very hot. I haven't noticed this personally with my light whatsoever. With either my big light or my small light, I've noticed them maybe get a little bit warm, but never too hot where I've been concerned about it. And I've never had the lights flicker on me either. They've been very consistent and they've functioned as they should the entire time I've owned them. So this is my big 40-gallon here. I have the fluorescent light on it right now, and this fluorescent light is a little bit small for my tank. This one's probably around 30 inches or so, as opposed to the 36-inch LED light that I'm going to be showing you guys right now. So you can see there's a much more noticeable difference on this big tank, and that's mostly in part due to the fact that I bought an LED light for this one that has a very high LED count. And this was the exact look I was going for. I wanted that very, very white light with a little hint of blue. I kind of wanted it to look like you see a lot of saltwater tanks look like, with that very intense white light. I wanted to highlight the fish and highlight everything in the tank, and I didn't want that dim yellow light. Some people prefer the dim yellow light, and this is all just based on people's opinions, you know, how bright you want your light and what kind of light you want. Some people really like the look of fluorescent lighting, and they think it looks more natural. And I think that the LED lights look a bit more artificial, and I totally respect where this is coming from. I can definitely understand it, but that's just not the look I was going for. And you can see I have some plants in this tank here. I can't really say too much about this and the plant growth because I haven't had these arrowhead plants in here for too long, so I can't really say how well they'll do or not, but I have successfully grown a lot of Java ferns under these lights. And you can also read the Amazon reviews. A lot of people have talked about their experience with planted aquariums and these LED lights. I don't have a lot of experience with the planted aspect of it just because I don't do a very plant-heavy tank. But I will talk about all the other features of this. You can see this right here is the Moonlight Mode. And that's a feature that typically only the bigger Aquaneat LED lights have. The smaller ones, like the one I have on my 10-gallon, don't have a feature to just use the blue lights. They just have on and off. Now, this feature's cool. I like it a lot because it'll kind of coax some of my more nocturnal fish, like my glass cats, to be a bit more confident and come out of their caves a bit more. They're not doing that right now, but I have noticed that a lot, that my nocturnal fish will be a lot more confident under this Moonlight mode. However, this mode is kind of useless because, like I said, most people set up their lights under a timer, and this mode is only switch operated, so using a timer, you can only set this to be completely on and completely off. There's no way to work the Moonlight mode into that. So it's a cool little feature you can test out and maybe use during feeding, but it doesn't really have a lot of practical uses. So I'm now going to kind of move on to the reviewing aspect of this, and I like these Aquaneat lights a lot. I like the fact that they have all these different tiers and you can buy the amount of LEDs you want. So if you're somebody like me that wants a ton of white light in there, you can buy one that has a ton of LEDs on it. If you want something that has less light to it, then you can buy one that has less LEDs on it for cheaper. And I like the energy savings. The Amazon listing rates these at 0.5 watts, which is definitely going to be less than you are using on the fluorescent lights. And it's also going to save you some money because these need to be replaced way less than fluorescent bulbs need to be replaced. You probably would get some better plant growth with a higher quality LED light, but I thought the plant growth with this, at least for me, was okay. Overall, I haven't really had any issues with these Aquaneat lights, and I'm in the process of switching all my fluorescents over to these Aquaneats, just because I like the light they produce better and I haven't had any issues to date with them. So I'll put links down below in the description, and if I have any future issues with my Aquaneat lights, I'll put that in the comments down below. I'll give you guys updates. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and if you found this video useful, hit that like button. And as always, guys, thank you for watching from FOWLR.